got a lovely, lovely lady who's gonna come and school y'all and teach y'all and put y'all in y'all place. No, I'm just joking. She ain't gonna put y'all in y'all place, but she gonna give you some game. All right. So I want y'all to put y'all hands together for Amber Whitted.
Tell me that I'm a white girl trapped inside a black girl's body. A nappy head without a conscious mind, a miseducated hottie, but only when dressed properly. And because I'm suburban, I can't possibly be African American, but maybe there is somebody out there like me that can understand. See, I think it's because I choose to use proper grammar. And if I have the choice between Ebonics and English, I will always choose the latter, because when I walk into an interview, I want them to see me and not the negative stereotypes that tend to precede me. Or maybe it's because I choose to praise education and free speech. And I understand that when I learn something, I now have an obligation to teach. And I honor educators over athletes and intellect over lies, and those with that crabs in the barrel mentality I tend to despise. Or maybe that's just the view from my eyes. But what do I know? Because I'm just a white girl trapped inside a black girl's body. A nappy head without a conscious mind, a miseducated hottie, but only when dressed properly. And since I'm suburban, there's no way I could possibly be African American, but maybe there is somebody out there like me who can understand. Well, maybe it's because I don't have 6 different kids by 5 different baby daddies. With a permanent spot on Maury talking about something, I am 150% sure that is my baby's daddy. And because I don't get my child support check on time, maybe it's because I choose to have my husband laying by my side. Well, maybe that's just the view from my end, or maybe it's because I just don't have enough. See, I'm the kind of woman that brothers tend to let pass because I operate out of class and the common sense inside of me. And before you see my thong, I would rather you know my theology. Or how about before you get with me intimately, you know the real me personally. And over coffee, we can discuss Christ, scriptures, and poetry. Or maybe before you lay with me, how about you put a ring on it and marry me? Because, brother, I'm not talking temporarily. I'm the kind of woman that is designed for eternity. Or do black folks still get married? But what do I know? Because, see, I'm just a white girl trapped inside a black girl's body. A nappy head without a conscious mind, a miseducated hottie, but only when dressed properly. And since I'm suburban, there's no way I could possibly claim to be African American, but maybe there's somebody, anybody, out there like me who can understand. Yeah.
Coming up next, we got another powerful sister, y'all. We got a lot of power in these shows, I'm telling y'all. I want y'all to put y'all hands together for Tuyeni Akanke, the Master Educator. Yeah.
Peace and love, beautiful people. My name is Tuyeni Akanke, the Master Educator, and I believe that we should all be unlimited. And this is my journey. I heard an American man say, if you feel lost, disappointed, hesitant, or weak, return to yourself, to who you are. Well, that's misleading advice to an African American girl like me who gets lost on the way home, see? I was reared as a babe in a city of big shoulders. Shoulders attached to a body stamped with an identity that was never meant for the ebony. This land of the brave, home of the free, serves as a foster parent who deemed my true mother unfit, stealing my ancestors who now dwell in me from her maternal custody. And now all of her children whose skin glistens shades of a delicious chocolatey are trapped overseas in tsunamis of calamities, hands tied behind backs, concrete scraped knees. Slaves to popular culture and failing economies. All when Africa's idiosyncrasies prove that mama had all of the resources we'd ever need, but on the American nipple of exploitation and ignorance we feed our African bodies in this European society. And let's not forget aristocracy. See, in my true country, it was a foreign ideology, but now it serves as a familiarity because we chose assimilation over integration. And instead of staying true to the values of our pride lands, empires, and nations, we washed away our culture in the American basin, and forever the waterfalls of freedom all be chased. We allow ourselves to play victims to the rivers, lakes, and streams of bondage. But unlocking the door of spirituality with the key of culture is the only way we'll get past this. And when I did that, I realized that I be strong black woman. Most days I rock, other nights I roll, and sometimes I have to stop. But like concrete sheets, I don't fold. And when you look in my eyes, I don't blink, 'cause truth is what my eyes behold. And I am whole. I am whole, I am whole, I am whole. Healthy thoughts, I mold. I mold. Let them mold, let them mold, let them mold. Let healthy thoughts flow. 'Cause beings be trying to take your heights from you. 'Cause there are no wings made for rats. Even with your wings, they can't soar as high as you do. So take your height back. And then the elders and the ancestors came to me. Iyanla says tears are healing, so I'ma let them fall. Oprah says live your best life, so I'ma take my pain and heal it all. Dr. Maya Angelou says love lifts and liberates. No wonder why I'm standing so tall. Y'all hear my call? The men and women within me telling the men and women within you to stand to your feet. Africa is always part of our ancestry. Just have faith, my people, and believe. Ashe.
Representing Milwaukee, Wisconsin, let's give it up for Mariah Scott.
What's up, everyone? My name is Mariah Scott. I am originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am a life cultivator and storyteller, and I am so glad to be sharing this platform with you all. I'm going to go ahead and spit some poetry for you all. And so before I get started, I do want to share my Instagram handle. I can be found at Mariah N, the letter N, S-C-O-T-T, Scott. Mariah and Scott. So we're going to be sharing some beautiful vibes with you all. My first poem that I'm going to share is called Dear X. It is a poem that really just talks about being with a person who you invited into your space and unfortunately not being able to grow in the way that you want to, and be able to mature in the way that you want to because a relationship isn't working. And so this is just my thoughts based off of this particular poem, and so we are just going to go ahead and get started into the vibes. So let's start with Dear X. And you can go ahead and vibe with us because we just welcome you into this space, so you can vibe with us if you want to. Dear X, or EV, if I could write poetry with my scars, it would form a picture of you. You who preyed on my insecurities just to push your agenda. It is funny how I made space for you. Decorated your body with my bedsheets so often I forgot what self-love looked like. I forgot what pairing of heart to soul felt like, so I relied on your touch to make me feel wanted. Your words of affirmation became the foundation in which I chose to complete the novel of my story. I gave you access to my story. When you weren't even deserving of a chapter, you abused my trust. Manipulated my body in believing your touch could somehow cause me to heal my internal wounds, had me question who I'd be without you, and I made excuses for you. Told myself that such a warm-blooded being could never be so cold-hearted. I accepted your apologies as prayers that could somehow make me feel whole again. You're the reason. You're the reason I had to forgive myself for believing my self-portrait wasn't beautiful until I saw you in it. You're the reason I had to readjust my spine to prevent myself from bending over backwards. You shelved your boxes to erase the mornings I would downplay my confidence just to seek your approval, dim my lights so that yours could shine brighter. I fell in love with you, and you managed to fall in love with my potential. Reduce me to an option when I deserve to be my main choice. I am tired of waking up feeling less than because you are my enough. I am worthy, valued, simply because of who I am and not because of what you think. I used to write love letters to you to remind myself of what forgiveness looks like. And now I write love letters to myself to remind me of what external validation feels like. So dear external validation, if I could write poetry with my scars, it would look a lot like you.
Yeah, we built this America. It's a fact that it's yours, it's mine, it's ours. This here's Black America. Yeah, you black and I'm black and we black on our backs. Yeah, we built this America.
Sister, you've been on my mind. Oh, sister, we're two of a kind. So, sister, I'm keeping my eye on you. See, I bet you think I don't know nothing but singing the blues. Oh, but sister, have I got news for you? I'm something, and I hope you think that you're something too. Hey, ladies, can I talk to you for a minute? See, I'm not the kind to get in your business, but there are a couple of things that I have been meaning to mention. So please pay attention, because these are 10 things that I have been meaning to say to us black women. 10. Ladies, if you are comfortable with being called a dime, then I am here to inform you that you are being extremely shortchanged. So we were created by an infinite being with infinite possibility that cannot possibly be counted on some man's hand. Know it, and know that who you are can never be generalized by some number. 9. Now, you may think you have a cat, and you may have a good one at that, but I can guarantee you that you are not one. YOLO will leave you solo once the night is fun is done, and since illness and impregnation cannot be undone, I suggest you live your one life wisely. 8. You are what you eat. And sadly, some of us have been neglecting our temple's regularly scheduled maintenance. I hate to be the one to inform you, but baby girl, your raggediness is starting to show. And stress, sickness, and genetic disposition can no longer be the excuse nor the permission for what we have allowed to happen to ourselves. 7. Times 70 is the number of times that we have been charged to forgive. Your days of being a bitter black woman will continue till you just learn to let the stuff go. Yes, I know that he hurt you. Yes, you have been unfairly passed up. But as long as you continue to pour that negativity into your soul's cup, girl, it's gonna kill you. Then who will be left to carry your load? 6. Now, we can, for some reason, accept this as a number of imperfection. But for some reason, we just cannot accept the reflection that God placed in the mirror. So we're constantly looking to the eyes of others, hoping that maybe one day we just might see clearer. But we only end up blind. When will you realize that who God made was made correctly when he made you the first time? 5. Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, and sexual. The 5 parts of a woman's psyche that can only be developed in God's perfect Kairos time. It is when all 5 of these things are perfectly aligned that we understand just what we as women were placed here for. For God so loved the world that he sacrificed for you, gave his life for you, hung his head and died for you. That is free love that is waiting for you to just simply accept it. Love for the Father and love for yourself, baby girl, is one that you will never, ever, ever regret. 3. Now, contrary to popular belief, ladies, there is not, nor will there ever be, a shortage of good black men in this world. So why are we constantly allowing ourselves to be used as a third wheel? Yes, I understand that you may think that you love that man and there are certain needs that you have to fulfill, but once he scratched that itch, baby girl, you are quickly dismissed. And by the way, why would you want a man that doesn't even belong to you? Because if it was that easy to get him, someone can easily steal him from you too. There are 2 things in life that are consistent: God and change. So we are constantly racking our brains, trying to control the things over which we have no control. Why not turn over all of that hurt, all of that angst, and all of that anger into the hands of the one that won't won? Darling, you are beautiful. And you're unique. And you're the treasure that ultimately every man seeks. There is fire burning deep down in the depths of your belly, and it comes up each and every time you open your mouth to speak. So my sister, please speak up. Stand up. Girl, you've got a race to run. Keep running that race until God calls you home and says, my daughter, well done. 10 things that I've been meaning to say to us black women.
Yeah. Woo! Hi, RTP. There you go. Redline TV. What's up?
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into this next poem. I'm having fun. So we're going to go ahead and get into this next poem. I love this poem. It's called King. And it's basically about just really celebrating your partner, like your soulmate. Just understanding who your partner is and understanding that your partner knows who you are and who you've always been, and acknowledging that. And so we're going to go ahead and get to this piece right now. I prayed for you last night, the same way I prayed for you when our lungs rehearsed for the first time. I knew then God handpicked you for me. He deliberately processed your delivery, timed your arrival so perfectly, handcrafted your narrative to completion, so when you finally met me, we were spiritually in sync. And I'm grateful for you, love. You're always willing to go the extra mile. You got my name tattooed on your ribcage to remind you, like Adam did Eve, I was the one who helped form you, like Coretta was to her king. I'm fully committed. You had me hang up my part-time situationships for a full-time relationship. You had a sister bent over backwards like she was a professional gymnast. I think I'm sprung on you. I'm hooked on you like I'm hooked on your Ebonics. It's crazy how 1 minute we're discussing the theories on spatial intelligence, and the next we're quoting Smokey off of Friday. Our Fridays is when we're most intimate. As we interlock our bodies, we rehearse classical symphonies as you play each note so perfectly. No, the neighbors never learned our names, but they know our poetry. We love so hard. We got the entire apartment stumping their foot to the vibrations of our love. And love, I know we got something that this world would never understand. How our love can be tested in and out of time and still choose to withstand. I never loved a fraction of your being, I loved all of you. That's That's why when you're with me, you never have to compromise who you are to feel accepted. And I can remain your backbone. So if your spine gives out and can no longer bind our pages, I am the glue. I am the glue to help keep us together in love. By the time I'm done writing you this piece, it still won't be complete. Because our love is never ending, everlasting. Poetry. Y'all still vibing with us? Thank y'all so much for vibing with us tonight. I'm super excited. I appreciate you all for being here. So I'm really thankful for this platform. I'm really thankful that I have another time to really just express my poetry with you all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You can follow me on the gram if you would like to at Mariah, M-A-R-I-A-H, the letter N as in Nancy, S-T-O-C-C. Thank you all and have a good evening.
So many of us have love experiences where we want to blame the other person, right? We want to see who's right and who's wrong. But we both have contributions. And when we are able to accept the responsibility of our contribution, we grow and we evolve. I know you are not the one for me, but I fear not meeting the man who is, so I fool myself. I make myself believe that your potential will actualize. I play naive, pretending your areas of growth are fertile when I know you are barren. Why do I play myself? Begging a man to see me when I know his eyes are too sensitive for depth. Which is why he kept his eyes closed every time we take off our clothes. I am unfamiliar to you, strange fruit. So I metamorph into Eve, forcing you to eat the apple of your ego. And then I become the bad one, the reason why we ended. I was desperate for you to see yourself. Your life lived at the shallow end of the pool. Your weak manhood. Your undeveloped tool, but we crashed and burned because that is not my job. The container of you was not enough to hold me, but I continued to stuff myself, all of me, into your life until it was uncomfortable for the both of us. I deserve a man who's willing to connect. One who speaks the language of passion, two characteristics you lack. But I continue to settle for you due to the places of void within me. But you are basic. You could never feel me. And the darkness of you does not know God, so you could never see the light of my divinity. I know you are not the one for me, but I continue to tilt my room of reality, so much so until I landed on my head. Meanwhile, you sat comfortably in the position I found you in. This poem is not to shame you, it is to speak truth. Life is about cleaning up your shit and being at peace with it. But you are unable to smell the feces of the conditionings within you, and I cannot stay and bear the odor. The sweetness of my desire to heal does not mix well with the stench of your complacency. So I've got to leave and get what's best for me without trying to control things. Y'all, because whenever I try to shoot the ball of love, ooh, I miss. I said whenever I try to shoot the ball of love, ooh, I miss. I tell y'all that God must be in the midst. I tell y'all that God must be in the midst. And beyond the horizon, I see the love that I desire. The love that I require, the love that takes me higher and lights my fire, the love that makes me feel like he's royalty. So I rub his back and I call him sire. That love, I owe it to her. Ashe, thank you.